We have a Hall of Fame show, baby. Emmitt Smith is here to talk all things Cowboys. He lets it rip. He's always very honest with me. It's always a joy to talk to him, and he's here on a great cause, so can't wait to talk to him about the Hall of Fame candidates, who's first ballot, who's second ballot, the world at large out there. You know what I learned on Twitter yesterday? People don't know how special being the first ballot Hall of Famer is. Anyway, we also have former Bengal Devon Still, who's stopping by. He's going to talk a little bit about those Bengals, give them the mojo they need for their Monday night bout against those Commanders to start the roll towards the Super Bowl. I think they can do it, can he? He's also doing some amazing work combating pediatric cancer. We'll talk about his daughter. We'll get all of the updates. He's incredible and a beautiful sort of energy to bring into our Thursday as Week 3 kicks off tonight between the Patriots and the Jets. And I can't wait to see what happens in this one. Will Aaron Rodgers throw for over 175 yards? We'll get to that. And what's going on with the Bears? Hamilton thinks there's something wrong with the Bears. Let's get into it. Emmitt Smith on the show. I remember one time, as I bring in Matthew Hamilton, last time we had Emmitt Smith on the program, I was at my sister's, which means I was hungover because we probably drank 2 bottles of wine. And we were doing a Zoom show from her kitchen. You know, Maya was like sitting on the stairs, and I was like, oh, Emmitt, love talking to Emmitt. And he like unloaded. He like unleashed on the Cowboys, ripping them to shreds. And it was maybe one of my more memorable and favorite moments here on the program. I cannot wait to see what Emmitt brings today.
Yeah, and it's coming off of an interesting game for him to talk about for sure with what happened against the Saints. But yeah, I mean, Emmitt's so nice. Every time, we've had him on, he's, been so friendly, so easygoing, and he was ready to just go after Mike McCarthy that day. So we'll see what he has coming up for us.
We'll see if he believes in the Saints. Saints got the Eagles. Let's look at the Week 1 slate. The Cowboys are at home, late window Fox, per usual, and they welcome the Ravens to town, looking to bounce back from their loss at the hands of our friend of the show, Victory Tuesday, Devontae Adams. It's a beautiful slate kicking off tonight, of course, in the AFC East. Anything here stick out to you, bud?
That Texans-Vikings game's real interesting to me. Two 2-0 teams, 2 undefeated teams, 2 great defenses. Really interested to see. I think that's a really good litmus test for the Vikings again. I know they did just beat the Niners, but if they can beat the Niners and Texans in back-to-back weeks, that's really going to be something.
Yeah, I like that Texans-Vikings game. Bears at Colts, I'm really interested to see as well. Caleb sort of bouncing back. We saw the C.J. Stroud thing. Now he's got Anthony Richardson, and just how those quarterbacks sort of handle themselves as we get to know them a little bit better. If you want to see these games, you need Sunday Ticket on YouTube and YouTube TV. We have an awesome partnership, guys, with FanDuel. If you bet $5, they will give you I mean we. FanDuel and YouTube TV are hooking you up with a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket. So with NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube, that's the deal. You can watch every out-of-market Sunday afternoon game. Find me a better deal than that. Bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket, where you can watch those games like the Giants and the Browns, like the Packers, and LaFleur being LaFabulous, doing his thing against Will Levis and the Titans. That's all in the early window. You want to see it? You want to see C.J. Stroud against the great Sam Darnold? You got to get Sunday Ticket, which we're, of course, big fans of. And we're excited about what's going on tonight, Hammy. We've got a big AFC East battle. Everybody's excited. Gronk and I whipped up a little parlay. We got back in the lab. Week 1, over. 0 out of 4 legs hit. Last week, 1 of the 4 hit. And here we are. Well, I don't know why we don't care, because it's no sweat, baby. You get bonus bets back if it doesn't hit. Here's what we cooked up. We're big on Ramondre Stevenson. We are sharing a brain, Gronk and I, on that. 80-plus rushing yards. I say he scores a touchdown because he has every week. Why would that stop tonight against the Jets? How about the Patriots? He picked the alt spread at plus 8.5. And I think Aaron Rodgers has 175-plus passing yards. What do you think of the odds there? What do you think of this? I mean, Gronk was saying, he literally said, Aaron Rodgers' mini breakout game on Thursday night. I said he's old and tired. We'll see.
I mean, I think he's building some momentum there. To peel back we talked this out a little bit on Rodgers, and I know one of your biggest fears we'll get into in a little bit with what the Patriots are going to do on their side, but it's really not about Aaron Rodgers. It's more about the Jets getting into a rhythm and giving him time to be on the field, right?
Yeah, just let him play. I haven't seen him. Every time I look up, I saw only Will Levis. You see whoever the other quarterback is on the field the whole time. I don't like the keep away games. It's not about whether or not he can throw and can get those things done. But, Allen, Hall, get them involved in the passing game. He certainly is. They're like their second and third leading wide receivers as we look at that matchup. I'm excited for this one, Hammy, tonight. We got primetime Aaron Rodgers. I'm seeing the ads. I'm seeing, all the, he's doing the pointing thing. I like when he smiles out there. I have 2.5 smiles. I'll take the over on Aaron Rodgers, and he gives that devilish grin. And earlier this week, see, Hammy, Aaron was asked how close he feels, how close they are to getting where they need to be, and here's what he said.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter how close we are. What matters is what we did on the field. How close we are is great for coaches because they can coach up the whole thing. But, it'd be a boondoggle to keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. So, we got to change a couple things. We got to be a little sharper. Just, we got to start faster. We've been, starting really slow the first 2 weeks. So we got to start faster, put something together in the first 15, and give our defense a chance to play with the lead.
That's the first time I've heard boondoggle used in an NFL press conference, possibly ever. I feel like they're playing a game, by the way, where they're putting words into their press conferences. I think the Jets are playing a game which shows camaraderie and chemistry, where they're having to drop certain vocab letters, or they're playing like verbal Scrabble with the media and getting points for when they say stuff, because who says boondoggle? I don't know. But that man does, and he's a true GOAT, right? And he's not wrong about the slow starts. I like the accountability there. The Jets have yet to put up a point within the first 2 drives of these first 2 games. It's crazy. Overall, it hasn't been what you expect out of an Aaron Rodgers offense. The Jets ranked 27th in yards, 24th in explosives, 18th in points per game. They rank 3rd best on 3rd down. That's nice. We love to see it. It's going to come together. It might come together tonight. Short week, a little tough, but honestly, my biggest fear, for this offense isn't the Pats defense. It's actually the guy wearing number 38 on the offense, and that's Ramondre Stevenson, because his effectiveness on the ground, this is no fluke, guys. This is the real deal. He's averaging over 100 yards a game. That's why the Pats rank 2nd in the NFL in time of possession so far. This is a nightmare for those who love Aaron Rodgers like I do. I want to see Aaron out there doing his thing. How are they going to get in a rhythm if his ass is cold on the bench the whole time? That's how I feel. It's what I feel like this experience has been so far. It has to be so frustrating for Aaron, wanting to come back, chomping at the bit to play, to get these wins, to be out there with his guys, and he's just put on ice. And the Patriots, they can do it. The Jets have the 24th ranked run defense. C.J. Mosley, questionable in this one. If they cannot handle Ramondre and get off the field, you can't expect New York to get in rhythm. How could they? And that's not on Aaron. Come on, Jets defense, let's go. When we saw, the rhythm of the offense not be able, or to get into where they wanted to be against the Niners, that's the key for the Jets tonight. Get off the field. And by the way, let me just refresh the memory on the Gronk part. I just want you guys to go play it, okay? This is what I wanted to say. This is ours. You don't have to play this, okay? You don't have to tail it, as the cool people in the industry say. The Ramondre Stevenson, 80-plus rush yards, the touchdown, the alt spread, the passing yards. If you think Aaron Rodgers won't pass for 100, go ahead and put that. Take the unders. You just have to build a 4-leg parlay to get this no-sweat situation. Build your own. Go do it right now. Have some fun. Maybe I'll watch along with you guys on Instagram or something. So go ahead. It's got to be 3+ legs for the no sweat, plus 400 odds. Sorry, not 4 legs. Pats, Jets, and bonus bets if it doesn't hit is pretty nice. Okay, let's move on here. Looking at the YouTube comments, appreciate it. I'd also like to call out Starbucks. That's right, I'm going after you, big corporations. What's happened to the lids at Starbucks? This has been a cat every morning. It's wonderful. Terrible. Figure it out. I expect some better consistency out of you. I expect nothing out of the Packers, because they're amazing and they keep winning and being incredible. Jordan Love returned to practice. This is sans Jordan Love doing okay. Obviously, they'd like to be a little bit better. They'd like to have their guy out there after suffering that injury in Brazil. But I heard everything from 5 weeks, 3 to 6 weeks, and it sounds like there is a legit chance that he plays on Sunday at Tennessee. And here he is talking about his own status for Sunday.
I mean, it's one of those things. I'm going to take the week and just take it day by day and see how it feels. But I'm not going to make any decision on that now. I'm hopeful that I'll get to that point where I can get in there. But we're just going to take it day by day and see. Day
by day sounds better than 3 to 6 weeks, doesn't it? The Packers showed they can razzle-dazzle, adjust, misdirections, all that. That was so nice to see with Malik last week. And Josh Jacobs has been incredible. So I do think this is one of those okay things where Jordan doesn't have to rush back. We're not, trying to get him and potentially make things worse. And I wouldn't mind seeing the Malik Willis revenge game, people. I will say, whoever's at quarterback, this is a tough matchup. Not going to be easy. 0 for Titans. 2 horrifying Will Levis turnovers away from being 2-0, and this overhauled secondary with L'Jarius Sneed and Awuzie and Quandre Diggs. They're the #1 ranked pass and total defense in the NFL right now. So even if Jordan Love comes back, this is sort of maybe more of a Josh Jacobs-y kind of day anyway. I don't know. I'm looking at the odds. Hammy, you want to pop in here and talk about that? What do you think?
Yeah, I think the way that Titans secondary has been playing so far, you're right. We could see Josh Jacobs really get it going. The rushing props are not up yet for that game right now, but he is -165 to score a touchdown in this game. He has the shortest odds of any of the touchdown scorers in this one.
I like that. I hope he doesn't play. Do you know what's, you know what? The Packers keep everything so close to the vest, though. Didn't you learn that in our training camp experience, maybe more than any other team, and they don't really get called out for it nationally? Packers keep everything right here. We don't know when we're going to see Jordan Love. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's true, and it's a great sign to see him out on the field. But you're right. I think they have that mentality too of not wanting to rush him out, because something like this, you can aggravate it if you put a guy out there too early. So protect him. You're going to have to run the ball out anyway. You showed you can move the ball with Malik Willis last week. Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, and you just want to see it because you like the X's and O's of Matt LaFleur just doing his thing, which is amazing to see.
Yeah.
We'll take a short break here. Emmitt Smith, a Hall of Famer on the program and a Hall of Fame dad. Human Devon Still on the program, former Bengal. Hooday, let's go! Thanks. Oh, Hamilton, so funny. I'm trying to think of other interesting games. We're going to try to get through all of them, right?
Yeah.
Chargers-Steelers will be great.
Yeah. It's going to be an old school looking type of game. Those are I think the 2 of the 3 heaviest run teams in the NFL right now, Chargers and Steelers.
Niners-Rams. If the Rams lose, what happens? Tough start for a team that we thought, I really thought they were going to go. They could still.
Yeah, they definitely still could. And it's just, it stinks because it's just, whenever it's injuries that are the reason for it, it stinks. It just took the air out of that team completely.
Can you look at the Bucs schedule after? How's the Bucs schedule looking? When is that Bucs Saints game? That's what I want to know. They're incredible.
They really are.
I love.
And what they did to the Lions, I feel like isn't getting enough love.
They play the Saints week 6. Okay, that'll be great. Can we talk about the Bucs tomorrow?
Yeah.
I think
absolutely.
That'd be great. I'd like to talk about them. Yeah. That's the one I want to see. That's a tough one for Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Eagle Saints is the one. Eagle Saints is crazy.
That's going to be a good one. That might be the game of the week.
What do you think Fangio's doing this week?
He had a good game plan for the first 58 minutes.
Did he? I like to see that blitz, that pressure button sort of get, put the redo the batteries in that one.
Yeah.
No, you don't think so?
Could dial it up a little bit more.
I'd like to see that.
With the Saints team, though, you bring the house, don't keep anybody over the top for Shaheed.
Okay, we have to I'm saying there's no world that they can keep this clip up. So we have to right?
I don't know.
Remember when Andy used to run out of his place and then it was you could just tell when his bag was empty?
Oh, the script, yeah.
That has to happen
with Kubiak.
The
first 10, 15 plays.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'd be the third quarter and it'd be wait, that was 2019-ish? I remember watching those games.
Yeah, the Alex Smith years.
Yeah.
Obviously there's been some growth. But yeah,
there's been some change. Okay. This is so exciting. We're gonna come out with sleepers?
Yep. Got some good ones.
Great. So crazy.
What is he doing now?
I don't know, but he's just like, Lions! Like, he's just like, out of, like, sure. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, the Lions Cardinals.
I hear you very clearly. Hey, you up? This is when I tell you who to pick up in fantasy. Ooh, loving these new graphics. Courting, crushing it back there. Let's go Jordan Love. If you don't have him or Tua, I'm going to say Derek Carr. That's who you get. You got injuries to those guys. You got questions. He's been on fire. You know that. Eagle secondary has allowed the 3rd most passing touchdowns, 6th most passing yards in the entire league. This is a great one for, obviously, like, he's probably not available right now for your season long, but in daily fantasy, you're paying up for him. At running back, how about Jerome Ford leading the Browns in yards so far this year? Giants defense that's been top 5 most generous for the running back spot. So I like the Giants as a beautiful, generous fantasy point giver for one Jerome Ford. Okay, we got one more spot. I should do a wide receiver to make it cute. I'm going to go with Khalil Shakir, leading the Bills in catches, in targets so far. Deshaun Jackson said, I don't know how they're doing it. I didn't think it was going to be possible. They're doing it, and they're doing it with him. Facing a Jags defense that's allowed the 2nd most yards to wide receivers. So there you go for your daily fantasy needs, or guys you want to pick up if they are available. I don't know how available Derek Carr is. I hope not that available. But Derek Carr, Jerome Ford, and Khalil Shakir should be targeted in fantasy this week. Those are my sleepers. My next guest is here. 4 years in the NFL as a defensive tackle with the Bengals and Texans, now an author, a podcast host, the founder and CEO of the Still Strong Foundation. Devon Still, how have you been? How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
It's great to see you. And I know we're here to talk about a lot. You know, we're 2 weeks into the NFL season. What are your thoughts? Give me your quick pull on Patriots-Jets tonight. What are you looking forward to?
Man, I'm just looking for 2 teams to be able to duke it out. I think early on in the season, a lot of teams are still trying to gel together. They're trying to stay healthy. That's going to be the key, as you see in the NFL right now. Injuries are hurting a lot of teams that were supposed to be undefeated right now. So the teams that can stay healthy and learn how to play together are going to come out on top.
And we'll see about those Bengals. We'll talk about them in a minute. But it's September. Man. It's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, very near and dear to your heart. Your daughter Leah was diagnosed with stage 4 neuroblastoma at just 4 years old. She's 9, I believe, now.
She's 14.
She's 14. That was 9 years ago. 9 years cancer.
By.
Oh, my gosh, she's 14 now. So 9 years later, you have made it your life's mission to help people, to help families who went through what you went through. And it is the Still Strong Foundation. What has been going on recently with the work?
Yeah, so of course, when I was playing with the Bengals, the fans and everybody really rallied behind me and my family and helped my daughter become cancer-free. And we made it our mission to give that support to other families who don't necessarily have the platform that I had as an NFL player to help them throughout this journey. So since 2015, we've been running the Still Strong Foundation, where we financially assist families who are battling childhood cancer. We pay their rent, mortgage, car bills, grocery bills, whatever we can do to really help them focus on their child more and less about being able to pay their bills. And this month, like you said, is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So we're just spreading the message, letting people know that the fight against childhood cancer is still going on. We have a big event coming up in September 26th and 27th at Penn State, which is our biggest fundraiser event where we can really raise enough money to support families who are fighting cancer. So I just ask that people who followed our story continue to support the fight. I know I'm not playing for a team anymore, but I think that I'm still a part of a bigger team who's helping win a bigger battle, and that's against childhood cancer.
You can go to stillstrongfoundation.org, as you guys can see on your screen for that. You're saying you don't play for a team, but you did play for the Bengals. Has the support continued from them and from the fans?
Yeah, so definitely from the fans. The fans have been amazing from day one. They were my strength in order to endure that year, which was one of the most trying years I have ever faced. And whenever I reach out to the Bengals for support, they're always there. So they're definitely still in the fight with us. You
and Leah were rulers of the jungle, weren't you?
Yeah, we were.
What was that
That was really
like?
cool. Man, that was really cool just for her to be able to go back, because when she was 4 years old, I don't think she understood the magnitude of what was going on. So to be able to go back and her be able to meet the fans and them cheer for her, as a dad, it was the best feeling in the world because she really realized in that moment the impact that she had on that city.
In talking to her, what is it like now, sort of? Is it a chapter that's in the past? She obviously sees all the work that you're doing and helping other people. You know, at 14, like it has to be a completely different level of awareness of what she went through and what a survivor and a strong young woman she is.
Yeah, I mean, even though it happened so long ago, when you go through something like childhood cancer, it's forever present because with every cough or sneeze or illness, you don't know if it's the cancer coming back, but we don't really allow it to control how we approach each and every day. I think that she's used it for motivation because now she wants to be a doctor and she just got accepted into a medical pathway program in her high school. So she's learned how to turn her pain into purpose and is really going to make an impact when she gets older.
It's amazing. StillStrongFoundation.org. It's the 5th annual Still Strong Foundation golf tournament that you'd mentioned that was coming up. I want to remind everybody it is Friday, September 27th at Penn State. There's a goal to raise $100,000.
Yep.
Kat, who's sitting, I'm going to donate $1,000 right now. So your goal is $99,000, Devon.
There we go.
You got it.
There we go.
We're going to get this going.
And I'm be honest, I suck at golf, but I drive a mean cart and I can pass around beers and all that. We're going to have a great time. I'm just not going to participate in those long drives.
Amazing. Let somebody else do that. You're there to shake hands, to hang out, and to get great donations for an incredible cause. It's amazing that this has stuck with you through this time, and it's been part of your journey, and you're affecting so many families. So, so happy to have you. I do want to talk about the Bengals a little bit, okay?
Let's do it.
I mean, pick me up off the floor, Devon. Let's go.
Right.
What do you think?
It's been a struggle. I think for the past 3 years they started off, 0-2, which a lot of people can panic about, but it's still early on in the season. I think that if they continue to put in the work during their time off, they get the offensive line to really gel and do a better job, pass protecting and open up lanes in a run game. They can turn things around, but they dealt with a lot of stuff, off the field stuff during the offseason, which you would expect it to have this type of impact initially in the beginning of the season. But hopefully they're able to turn things back around. They did it in 2022, and they made it to the AFC Championship starting off this slow. So hopefully they can do something similar.
Commanders at Bengals, Monday Night Football. Bengals favored by 7.5 points. What do you think happens? I really think, and what I've heard from inside the building, everyone's real pissed. Everyone's mad.
Yeah.
And I think that's what needs to happen.
I bet. I think coming off a loss like that in Kansas City is going to give some added motivation, some anger that they can approach this week with. And this is going to be a pivotal game for them to see if they can bounce back from that and get things back on the right track. I think the next couple of games, they have a chance to really prove who they are, not only to themselves, but to the whole NFL community. So hopefully they can turn things around.
Love that. I think they're going to win this one, get the confidence they need, and then they'll go on a roll. Yeah. That's what I think. Something about this team loves a slow start. That's just what happens.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, before you go, about Andy Dalton, because he was the quarterback on your Bengals teams. He's been around the league for the past 10 years. We know who he is. And now he's got the starting gig again with the Panthers after Bryce Young gets benched. What do you think about Andy in this role, and what makes him the right guy in Carolina?
I think Andy is a great leader. He's always been a great leader, even when I was playing with the Bengals. I think that going into this week, he's going to have a lot of pressure on him in Carolina because the fans want the season to turn around. And when you bench somebody like their quarterback and then put Andy Dalton up there, they're looking for a change. They're looking for a spark. So hopefully he can get the team to rally behind him and get them back on the right path. I know he has the ability to do it. It's just if the team trusts him and if the crowd gives him a chance in order to do that.
I was going to ask you about Coach Burke quickly, because he's obviously helping DeMeco Ryans have a top-5 defense down there with Texas. Did you see that in him? Did you see that he was a star DC in the making?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what he's been able to do, the schemes he's been able to come up with, has really made the Texans a contender. And I live in Houston now, and I know that this city is fired up because the Texans weren't often looked at as one of the top contenders in the AFC. But now when you think of the AFC, you think of Kansas City, you think of the Texans. And I think that the Texans have this type of bravado that they're moving around with, that they know that they're a good team. now. And I think that if they continue to push forward and they have a big test this week coming up with the Vikings, if they're able to overcome this game, I think that they're in a strong position in order to win out.
We're going to end where we started with this matchup that starts off tonight, kicks it all off in week 3 tonight. Jets, Patriots. Back in 2013, let's go back there. You faced Aaron Rodgers as a Green Bay Packer. The Bengals, which I love, came away with the win. This team picked him off twice. What do you remember about preparing for him and what makes him so lethal, even back then?
Yeah, I think that what we try to do is scheme him as best as possible. But when you're playing against a player that's good, you only can do so much. You know that he's going to get off. You just hope that he don't get off in a way that beats you. So just being able to be high energy, everybody doing their job, everybody playing together and cause as much chaos as possible gave us that opportunity to come out victorious.
Pat's at Jets. Jets favored by 6.5 points. Do you think the Jets can win this division? Or is it just the Bills to lose?
I think it's the Bills to lose.
Yeah, you like the Bills,
definitely.
Joe. All right, they're minus 130 to win the AFC East. Anybody who wants to have fun with that, we're watching the game. We're supporting Devon. We're making donations. We are supporting as much as we can. Founder of the Still Strong Foundation. Please head over to stillstrongfoundation.org. And Bengals fans, you hear the man. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for always being present for him and his family. And keep the donations coming for a good cause. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
Say hi to Leah, who I cannot believe is 14 years old. That's insane. We'll be back after this. Hall of Fame running back Emmitt Smith is on the show. Emmitt's always got something to say, always honest. Thanks. He's so great. Okay, that sounds good. Kat, will you do me a favor? I don't know if you were out. Can you make a donation for me to the Still Strong thing? You have my info? Thank you. 1,000. Thank you. I will forget. Sunday ticket on YouTube. Guys, I need another album or something. I feel like I'm missing something. I guess I could bring my Tom Petty albums. I don't know. This sweatshirt, by the way, world, Hammy, I'm sure you're cramming for Hammer time, is from my high school. Want to know why? Because my high school loves me more than Coach Chuck does, and Rhett.
Rhett has the package together. I have it. Next time I see you.
You need to get your shit together, Hamilton. We have a new ear system. We have a new camera or some shit for you. And I have presents from Coach Rhett you haven't delivered. I don't really know what you're slacking on. Oh, fancy.
We're ready to go. Yep.
Fancy.
That's me. That's me slacking.
See, like Richard, right there. I don't know what you. Here's what I heard. What did he say?
I have no idea what he said.
We're not joking. Still in the box.
It's still, yeah.
That I heard. Okay. Who's on the show tomorrow? Oh, Xavier McKinney? Do you understand that people thank me every Sunday when he makes a play, and it's like my favorite thing in the entire world. I think I should have free Piggly Wiggly for life.
Yeah.
Unlimited cheese sticks at Oval Office.
There you go.
Imagine getting mozzarella sticks at a strip club. Why would I say that? Is that even on the menu? Chicken strips, I know.
The chicken strips are okay. The mozzarella sticks
hold on. One of our
line.
best meals of training camp was in Green Bay. What was it called? Cheesecake Heaven? Cheesecake Heaven slaps. Yep. It might not, to be totally fair, and we just had been eting Cheetos for 7 days straight. But it was like...
It was legit.
If you're ever in Green Bay, Cheesecake Heaven is the spot. Kat, I love when... Kat's like in the dark. She's like a shadow, and there's like the big screen is like lit up behind her with the matchup. So I only see like the body, like her head perks up. I saw your head perk up there. Oh my gosh, Richard just wants me to not talk ever. He just wants me to sit in silence.
That's him.
Up and Adams, the hammer is back. We saw Caleb Williams pressured, play After play on Sunday night against Houston, the Bears offense hasn't looked like what I thought it would look like yet. Is it Caleb? Is it the O-line? Is it Shane Waldron? I don't know, but I know who knows. Hammer.
It's a little bit of everything right now, combined with the fact that the Texans are really freaking good defensively, like you also called. I don't know if the O-line can magically get better, but there are things that Shane Waldron can do to help out Caleb and that O-line. Let's dig into the film a little bit here.
Let's go.
From Sunday night. Here's a 3rd and 9. The Texans are manned up across the board, single high safety. There you go, Mel Kiper. They're bringing a blitz here, little stunt. And look at the route concepts, though. Kind of basic, just getting to the sticks, everybody downfield. There's no type of rubs, no motions, nothing. And the Texans have this blanketed across the board with their man coverage. And then when you flip around in the end zone view, as soon as Caleb's back foot hits, there's Danielle Hunter coming unblocked through the A-gap. That's not what you want.
Nope.
So he has to try to scramble, make a play. He could have thrown this ball away when that back foot hit. He tried to make something happen, didn't work, takes the sack. Bears have to punt. Later in the game, 3rd and 7, again, it's man coverage across the board, single high, pressure coming. And again, there's really nothing to this play design. A couple of slants, a go up top and out. Everybody's blanketed. These defenders know they can be extra aggressive too, because that pass rush is going to hit home. Again, great game plan from D'Amico Ryans and Matt Burke. And you look at this too, Derek Barnett taking up 3 Bears offensive linemen by himself. Mario Edwards comes free for the sack unblocked. Both of those sacks, the guys came through completely unblocked. So yes, it's an O-line issue. I don't want to put it all on Shane Waldron. The line has to be better. Caleb has to take the layups, hit the layups when they're there, which he hasn't done yet either. But I do want to say, like, you look at the Vikings, if you want to blame these receivers, well, if it's man coverage, why aren't they getting open? 1, they haven't had time. 2, you look at a guy like Justin Jefferson. You say he can beat anybody pretty much one-on-one, but Kevin O'Connell, who comes from the same tree as Shane Waldron, that Sean McVay tree, he schemes up stuff to put him in motion, those rub routes, all sorts of things to free him up. So I think this is what Waldron has to do, make things easier on Caleb by giving more eye candy. You talked about it with Clint Kubiak, how much you love watching the Saints offense because of all the eye candy. I'm not seeing that eye candy with the Bears right now.
Do you hear that,
and it's concerning to me.
Hamilton saying, you're no eye candy. You hear that, my friend? So basically you said it's a little bit of everybody, but it's really Shane Waldron.
Basically, I mean, again, I want to give him a chance to fix it. I'm not trying to crush the guy, but yeah, like he has to scheme stuff up better. You know, teams are playing man. There are ways to get your guys open, and I didn't see it happen in that game.
So if we have Indy this week, as we can see here, Indy, who hasn't won a game, hasn't quite also looked the way that I think you and I both believe that they would look. They've got a genius play caller as far as their defense. I mean, the Bears are currently 1.5-point underdogs. If you look at Caleb's passing yards line and go over on FanDuel Sportsbook and have some fun with this, guys, it's 207.5. Now, I don't think he's hit 200 week 1, definitely not week 2. Yeah, definitely not week 1. Yeah, he hasn't. Is this the defense he can do it against? I mean, it is the, second to worst defense in the league right now.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a shot. And the other thing that's concerned, they haven't been able to get off the field. The Colts have only had the ball for 39 minutes this entire season so far, which is the worst through 2 weeks that I've seen in a very long time. So he's going to have his chances against this defense. Again, I hope Waldron is back in the lab, dialing some things up, moving DJ Moore around and finding ways to get him free so Caleb can get the ball out of his hands quickly. So again, you can't fix the O-line. You can scheme up ways to get the ball out quicker.
It'll be a kind of a boondoggle if they can't get it done against the Colts here.
I think that's,
Caleb throws. Yeah. Does Caleb not have a passing touchdown?
He does not yet. And that's the one area where I will say I have like some of Waldron's designs down in the red zone, and that's where the protections kind of failed. And Caleb missed an open one. The protection failed. It's, you know, he's done some good things in the red zone and they haven't been able to convert. But yeah, it's concerning.
Who's the first rookie? Let's do this. Is there a FanDuel bet on this? Chris McGolan. Who's the first? No rookie has a passing touchdown?
No.
Okay, so who gets it first? Not Bo Nix against the Bucs. It's going to be Caleb.
I think it's going to be Caleb. Especially with Jaden not playing till Monday night. I think it's going to be Caleb.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder to who. Let's call our shot here. let's really Kevin Durant this thing up.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Jaden doesn't
DJ
have
Moore.
a passing touchdown. Stop it.
So 7 field goals against the Giants. Yeah.
Who? Okay. I think it's going to be Jaden. I think Caleb doesn't. No, Caleb will do it. You're right.
Who do you think he throws it to?
Yeah, I said he doesn't have a passing. No rookie quarterback has a passing touchdown, right? Jaden has a rushing touchdown.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a little wild. I'm still focused on the fact that you called Keenan Allen ugly.
I said nothing about Keenan Allen.
You said he's
Please
not eye
stop
candy.
doing
It's
this
like
to me.
really kind of messed up.
I said they're not giving eye candy
kind of
in
messy.
the offense. with
Let's take a look at the
motions.
Week 1 slate really quick. I know we have action kicking off tonight. Is there any game that we need to talk about the Buccaneers tomorrow? This is my official dictum to you to figure out for tomorrow. Chargers at Steelers is kind of interesting. I'm trying to think. What else should we talk about? Giants at Browns I kind of don't want to talk about. What's the one that we need to give more love to? Maybe the Raiders. Dolphins, Seahawks.
Yeah,
Seahawks.
Panthers
Let's
Dolphins,
go.
Seahawks going for 3-0 against the Dolphins.
Leaders of the NFC West. Why not? That's how, as we all expected it to be. If you want to have fun on FanDuel Sportsbook tonight, guess what? It's no sweat. No sweat. Or we could say no Keekly. Oops. Go over there. We have a great SGP over there. Gronk taking the
How is he sweating
Patriots.
that much in his own kitchen?
I don't
That's
know.
what I did.
I don't question greatness. Ramondre Stevenson, 80+ rush yards. Stevenson, anytime touchdown scorer. Patriots, 8.5 alternate spread. Gronk said that because that would never come out of my mouth. And then Aaron Rodgers, 175+ passing yards. We're going to take a short break here, getting you guys set for the slate. By the way, go bet $5 on FanDuel Sportsbook, and you get a 3-week free trial of YouTube, of Sunday Ticket on YouTube and YouTube TV. So we'll be back after this. Go put your nose sweat. What is this? Oh, it's a dolphin. All right. How's Emmitt? Oh, yay! The great Emmitt Smith. Guys, any questions for Emmitt Smith? Whoever said that thing about the... Daniels had 2 rushing touchdowns. Week 1. That's fair. Somebody else said... People are asking about the Emmy, Hamilton. Little do people know, I don't have it. I don't have an actual. You have a statue. I don't. Isn't that an Emmy in back of Hammy shot?
Yep.
No, I don't have one.
There you go.
Keenan Allen has lost.
Is it a dolphin coming out of the water?
No, I did think of that. Isn't that so fun? Those were the days, man. that was the funniest thing ever. Let's see. We should do some. There needs to be some sort of Kevin Durant, FanDuel family member side bet going on because he's Mr. Commanders, and they're going to get literally picked apart and pummeled by my Bengals. So Kevin Durant, I don't know. I'm trying to think. What was the candy Kevin Durant like?
Is this a call out right now?
Skittles? He likes Skittles. Maybe we play for a bag of Skittles, or I'm just saying. I feel like it's the Kevin Durant versus Kay Adams Bowl here Monday night at Paycor.
Yeah.
Just saying. And you know what? Our kicker is going to play.
Hey. Yeah. You can't have a hood up trying it. Come on.
What? I didn't hear that. What did he say?
He says he would like you to take the hood off.
Of course I would have taken it off, but now you're telling me to take it off. You're not my dad. You're not going to tell. What is that? Take your hood off. Get out of here.
You're going to put the sunglasses on now?
No, just like what? Who says that? But why would you say that? That's a crazy thing to say. Where are you? More succinct. I take it off begrudgingly. This will be fun.
Yeah.
How lucky are we?
Love them.
This is crazy. Like, always is.
Unbelievable.
How is Emmitt this morning? Feeling fresh? Feeling good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Love him.
I've been balling like the greats, and I probably never.
Emmitt Smith does the impossible.
But if we talking rushing yards, you gotta mention Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith, touchdown.
There's only one NFL rushing champion, Emmitt Smith.
That singer said if you're talking rush yards, you got to mention Emmitt Smith. It's, of course, true. One of the greatest players to ever step foot on a football field. 3-time Super Bowl champion, NFL Hall of Famer. I don't know why you're not wearing that gold jacket. I would literally sleep and bathe in it if it were me. A 4-time Pro Bowler, league MVP, Super Bowl MVP. My God. And you still somehow hold the NFL's all-time rushing yards record. What is it like to be Emmitt Smith?
It's cool. It's very cool. It's very cool to do something that no other man on the planet has ever done. And that's a wonderful feeling. And for me, I don't take that lightly. I'm very humbled by the simple fact that the journey itself was a wonderful journey, but the end results turned out to be worth the whole entire journey. So the hard work, the sacrifices that one makes to get to a place, and to be able to be surrounded by such a great group of great athletes and do things that not many people get a chance to do. That's a wonderful feeling.
I mean, it's got to be a wonderful feeling that it's never getting broken, ever.
You know,
come on.
I always said records are made to be broken, and but you know, the way the game is these days, it's going to be hard to see someone actually climbing that mountaintop and getting over 18,000 yards. So that is out there pretty good.
Emmitt, Derrick Henry's the closest active player, and he's got like literally 9,000 yards to go. You're sitting pretty. You got a nice little cushion with that record. I appreciate the modesty, though. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about last weekend. You go back to the swamp, the return. You go to watch your son EJ, his Aggies take on your Florida Gators.
Yep.
You got some heat, my friend, for picking Texas A&M on SEC Nation. You were right, though. They won 33-20. What did that moment mean to you to see EJ on that field?
You know, it was a surreal moment because I remember putting EJ being at the University of Florida for Hall of Fame induction, and we walked him to the football field in the south end zone, right where A&M comes out and right where the Gators come out. And he was like 3 years old, maybe 4. And we put him on the ground, let him play in the end zone, took pictures of him in the end zone and everything else. And he grew up thinking that he's going to go to the University of Florida. That was in his mindset. I didn't put it in his mindset. That was just his mindset because he had Gator stuff in his bedroom. Urban Meyer sent him a ton of Gator stuff and everything else. And so to see him come out of the tunnel in that uniform for A&M against my Gators, and to see him play on that field that I played on, it was a surreal moment. It was a proud moment for me as a father and for us as a family to see everything come almost full circle in that regard. And so I was proud of the way that he ran the football for Texas A&M. I was proud of the way A&M played all the way around, the running game that they displayed. It was a great day. It really was.
Loved seeing that. I mean, 2 blowout losses at home. 7 straight losses to FBS opponents. Florida, what's up with their head coach? He said that he's 100% positive he has a chance to get to a 4th year as the head guy in charge there. How are you weighing in on this, Emmitt?
Well, I'm not sure. I have mixed emotions.
Okay.
Because I think DJ Lagway gave us the best opportunity to be successful as an offensive unit because of his throwing ability and his ability to maneuver around in the pocket. And it's tough. It's so tough because our schedule is going to be so tough. I mean, we still have LSU. We still got Georgia to play against, and South Carolina, Tennessee. We got some tough games ahead of us, and we haven't really shown that we have the ability to go out and compete at the level that we need to. So it's going to be very tough to watch this season. And if Coach is right, that he has nothing to worry about, he can see a 4th year, kudos to him.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing it happening.
Okay.
I don't see it happening.
Emmitt, the question.
I think loss is going to force the alumni, going to take a lot of people off. The loss this past weekend and the loss to Miami at home, both of those at home, and the way we lost those games, it's not a good look.
It's not a good look. You're always honest. You always get there, Emmitt. For me, my questions aren't going to get much easier because let's take that smiley face and talk about the Cowboys. 16-game regular season home winning streak. It ends. It doesn't just end. It blows up. 44-19 in the loss to the Saints last week. And their second straight home blowout going back to that Packers playoff loss last season with Aaron Jones running all over the place. What are we chalking it up to in Jerry World?
I would say the inability to stop the run. Like you said, Aaron Jones ran all over us and ran us out of the playoff. And then the Saints come in and Alvin Kamara comes in and run all over us as well. And we don't stop the run. So our inability to stop the run is a major problem. And it's just tough. But the good thing about the National Football League, you have another week to come back out and bounce back. It's not going to be easy going up against Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. And as you said, Derrick Henry coming into town. Derrick Henry is probably licking his chops right about now because of what they did what we gave up last week. So we're going to have to get our pride back because I think the Saints came in and took something from us. And now we got to fight like hell to get it back.
Can that be a good thing? Are they that mad? How do you get your pride back, Emmitt?
Well, one, we got to figure out we got to get back to the basics. Run fit. We got to run fit, and defense have to stay in the gaps. You cannot open up run lanes like you did last week against the Saints. I mean, you absolutely got to do exactly what coaches have taught you to do. In Zimmer's scheme, if you're supposed to be in a gap, you need to be in that gap. And if you're not in that gap, you're going to create running lanes that you've seen the Saints just run through last week. And you don't want that to happen this week with Derrick Henry because secondary guys do not want to tackle Derrick Henry by themselves. It's going to be a problem.
It's going to be a problem. Do you think the Cowboys pull this one off or no?
I hope so. I plan on being at the game.
Oh.
I got a buddy of mine, a partner of mine that's a Baltimore Ravens fan, and so he's coming to town. And so it's going to be love, hate this weekend, no doubt. And I'm praying that my Cowboys pull it together and we pull off a victory.
I love that. It's not just stopping the run that seems to be the issue. We got to talk about this rushing attack with the Cowboys. 68 rushing yards total in the Saints game, 170 total on the early season.
How many attempts, though? How many attempts did we have?
It's a good question. Yeah. Well, what do you make of that?
68 may be the total number, but the attempts also is important. If we had 20 attempts and we rushed for 68 yards, that's a problem. And don't forget, also sacks count against the rushing stats.
It's 21 attempts.
All right, that's bad.
My whole control room just started laughing.
That's real bad. So how many of those belongs to the quarterback?
How many? They're looking it up for you. But they said two.
Two belongs to the quarterback. It's not a good look. That's not a good look.
What's going on there? They could elevate Dalvin Cook from the practice squad for this game against the Ravens.
Now you sound like you're panicking. You sound like you're against what Zeke is doing. You're against what Dowdle is doing. And at the end of the day, the Saints has a very good run defense. Period.
Yeah.
And what I love about what the Saints did, and this goes unnoticed as well, is the Saints played their players during the preseason. They played their players a lot. So physically fit and physically ready to go, and they're rolling. Our team, we didn't quite do it that way because we set stars, we set guys. We didn't go into the game at that level, and that could be a problem as well. So the Saints are a very good defense and very good offensive unit right now, and you saw it, full throttle, and the way it worked.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
I mean, the Steelers did the sort of same thing. It's why I love talking to you because you're dead on about being game ready. You're not worried about Zeke. Zeke 6 attempts for 16 yards. We don't have a concern about the rushing attack. That's huge. Cowboys fans want to hear that.
Yeah. I don't have a concern. I mean, my concern is the commitment to doing it and doing it on a consistent basis.
Mm-hmm.
That's my biggest concern. And getting somebody down the field, having somebody come out and run a 4-2, blow the top of the defense wide open, go down the field a little bit more. We didn't do hardly any of that this past week. We tried a couple of times. We probably got 1 or 2 of those completions, but
yeah,
we need some more explosive plays down the field.
Yeah, do you think there's pressure on Dak to sort of get him the ball more now that he's paid? Is like something like that going on? No.
Well, that's the expectation. Anytime you pay somebody money, you expect them to go out and just tear it up. And if they don't, then everybody in the world feel like you overpaid somebody. There's a lot of overpaid football players in the National Football League. Everybody's not performing. Matter of fact, they need to take some of that salary that they're giving some of these guys and just pass that on over to me, since I've already proven that I can run. You know what I'm saying? So at the end, that's how I look at it. We have a bunch of overpaid players for the performances.
Are you saying Dak's overpaid? Let's be clear.
I never said a name.
Okay, good. Making sure.
I never said a name. And I wasn't just talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, good.
I'm just talking about, I said across the league.
Okay.
I never said any particular team. And so there are quarterbacks that are overpaid. There are running backs that are overpaid. There's wide receivers overpaid. There's tight ends overpaid. There's defensive players that's overpaid. There's a lot of overpaid players, period.
How many yards could you get out there today, Emmitt?
Not 1 yard.
Stop. You really think so?
I might pull a hamstring coming out my stance.
No. I love how you think you need more money. I saw you at Super Bowl. I don't know who wasn't giving you a check Super Bowl week. I was like, what are we doing? I don't even know which of the list of things you get paid to talk about we're talking about today, which is amazing, and you're so amazing to talk to. When I did see you at Super Bowl, you were surprised that McCarthy came back, that Jerry brought him back. But you said that you were excited to see, okay, let's evolve. How are you going to evolve given this opportunity? What is the Emmitt Smith evaluation of his evolution 2 weeks in?
I would just say we played a solid defense in Cleveland, a solid defensive front that gave us or afforded us the opportunity to work not only on our pass blocking, but also work on our run game. In that first half, I thought we did, and I thought the play calling was excellent, because we kept the Browns' defense off balance. Second half, not so good. And I've seen that happen throughout Mike McCarthy's tenure. We either gonna hit it on all cylinders, or we're gonna hit and miss here and there. I'm not sure. Last week was just a debacle. It just was a debacle, period. And we didn't rise up like we should have. And maybe we don't have that talented of a football team to rise up and do what people expect. We do have a few injuries here and there, but bottom line is next man up. And right now, I feel like some of our players, whether it be on the offensive side or even on the defensive front, we could be playing with some, what I would call back in the day, plan B and plan C guys. So McCarthy, he has his work cut out for him. Mike Zimmer has his work cut out for him as well.
Is this a playoff team?
Not the way they looked last week. Not the way they looked last week.
I love talking to you. Let's get to why you're here. This is incredible. September Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. You're always doing the best to get people educated about things they should be thinking about in the craziness of their everyday lives. People don't stop. They don't self-care. They don't think about it. You're teaming up with Depend, and you're raising awareness for this month, for this really important cause that affects a lot of people.
Yeah, because September is the Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and we are teaming up with Depend to try to help men understand that there's a way and a methodology around staying healthy, and going in and getting your prostate check or getting the prostate screening is easier today because you could do it through blood tests. And I'm trying to encourage guys to stay on top of their health because as an athlete, that's what keeps us on the football field is our health. And as a man, that's what keeps you in the game with family and being around for the kids when we are on top of our health. There are other things that are out of our control. But the one thing we can control is, number one, how we take care of our body. So if you got your primary physician, make sure that you're going in and getting screened every year, just so you establish the right base, and just in case something gets out of normal, that you understand where you once were to where you are today and what could be going on, and give yourself a chance to get it corrected. Because knowing when something is changing give you the ability to get it corrected so it doesn't become a bigger issue down the road. And oftentimes people stick their head in the sand, don't want to know information, but the more information that you have in your body, the better decisions that you're able to make. And the better decision you're able to make, the more comfortable you become, and the more you put yourself in a position to be around for your family.
You said it, give yourself the chance, give yourself the opportunity to fix it if something's wrong. That's huge, and it's preventative, and it's amazing that you're saying that. And I hope, when Emmitt talks, everybody listens. Everybody go, make sure you do that for Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Last one for you, NFL Hall of Fame. 167 modern era candidates for this 2025 class. Very notable first-time nominees. I need to know who's first ballot. Who's got the best shot at first ballot here?
Oh, man, that's a good one. I think Adam Vinatieri does.
Okay.
I think Eli Manning may have it as well, even though his numbers may not be equivalent to other quarterbacks, but he did beat the Patriots a couple times, and he's probably the only one to say I beat him. Yeah, convincingly both times. Well, and he has two Super Bowl. I think he has two Super Bowl rings, right?
Sorry, who'd you say?
I think Eli has two rings.
Yeah, he does.
Right,
he does.
So,
I didn't know if you were going to go Eli. I think that's going to be a very polarizing topic on Twitter today. Yeah, you saying Eli Manning is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Love to hear it, Emmitt. You are the GOAT. Adam Vinatieri, the Emmitt Smith of kicking records. We love it. Thank you so much. You're the best.
Thank you.
It's good to see you.